chicken in a creamy mushroom sauce is a classic, but I'm going to change it up slightly by adding some other flavours, some Asian flavours to this, some black vinegar and some soy sauce. It works a treat. Now for the chicken, I like to use chicken breast for this to make it a really quick meal. And I've left the skin on because there's so much flavour in the skin, and it also is going to act as a protective blanket to keep it nice and moist throughout the cooking process. Now because chicken breast is quite lean, it can dry out quickly. So I'm going to show you a really quick technique to cook it perfectly. So a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil over the top. And we need to season it with some salt and some freshly cracked pepper. And we'll just rub that on both sides, the skin and the breast side. Fantastic. Now we're going to start the cooking process in a pan. Now I'm going to use an oven-safe pan and also a non-stick pan. It just makes life so much easier. So onto a medium to high heat. I know it's hot because that thermo spot is bright red. So we can put our chicken in. Skin side down first. See that lovely sizzle? That's what we're after. And essentially we want to make chicken crackling for this. So we want it to blister and become caramelised. This is going to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes on the skin side. Then we're going to turn it over and finish it off in the oven. Now, I'm using some shiitake mushrooms. These are dried shiitake mushrooms, and I've just rehydrated them in some water. You want the water to be quite warm because they'll soften up much quicker. And we're going to use this shiitake water as a stock. It's fantastic. It's got loads of flavour. All right, let's turn this chicken now before we get on to the mushrooms. Oh, look at that. See how that's nicely caramelised? That's what we're after. Okay, now this goes into the oven. Now I'm going to cook it for about 10 minutes in the oven at 175 degrees. This will ensure that we get a nice even cook and it won't dry out. So in it goes. Right, while the chicken is cooking, let's prepare our mushrooms. They're nice and soft now, so we're just going to squeeze out the excess water, or the mushroom stock if you like. And I like to take out the stalk because I find it a little woody. So just with a small knife, we're just going to take that out. Really easy to do when they're soft. And then all we need to do is just slice these mushrooms into 3 to 4 slices. Okay, this chicken is cooked. I'm very happy with that. And you can see all that chicken juice. That is flavour. So now our chicken needs to rest. So we're going to take it out of our pan. And whenever you're using a pan that goes in the oven, always protect yourself by placing a tea towel on the handle. By doing this and leaving it there, you're assured not to burn yourself. I can't tell you how many times I've taken a pan out of the oven and grabbed the handle. So you don't want to do that. For safety, always keep your tea towel here. Okay, while this chicken is resting, let's get onto this delicious sauce. So we want to put our pan back on the stove on a high heat and allow that chicken juice just to bubble away. We're going to add our shiitake mushrooms into the pan. This is a really fast sauce to do. We're going to get a bit of sizzle there. And we're going to deglaze this with our vinegar. Now this is black vinegar that you can get at all good Asian grocers. It's got a beautiful woody flavour and goes so nicely with the mushrooms. This in itself is a lovely sauce, but I like the sort of French twist with this by adding the cream. It just works so nicely. Now we need some sugar, so just some caster sugar. And to season this, some light soy sauce. I don't like to use the regular soy sauce for this because it's too salty, so 1/3 of a cup of light soy sauce into the pan. And we'll give that a swirl. So right now we've got really big, bold flavours, so we need to just mellow it down. So that mushroom stock can go in. We want about 1/4 of a cup, not too much. And again, bring that back up to the boil, and then we're going to thicken it with some cream. Now, this is delicious with chicken, but I've done this also with some tuna steaks, and it works really nicely with that too. So now that that's bubbling away, we're going to add our cream. And we'll give that a swirl. And then just like any sauce that you're making, you want to reduce it. So you want to reduce this by about a third. While that's happening, let's slice our chicken. It's been resting over here. We'll take that off the plate. Look how plump it is, just delicious. And we're going to cut that into strips and just have a look at this chicken. See how moist it is in the center? That's because we've cooked it in the oven. If you just cook that in the pan the whole way through, what happens is we've got extreme heat on the surface, but it takes quite a while to get into the center. So if you cook that in the oven, you get that perfect cook. So I'll continue slicing this. And this is quite a lot of meat for one person, but let's just plate that up because it just looks so good as is. And I'm gonna place this on a bed of steamed Asian greens. Looks great. But it's going to be even better with this fusion mushroom sauce. All right, let's take that off the heat and we're just going to spoon this over our chicken. Look how glossy and luscious that sauce looks. And a little bit more sauce, so we've got a moat of mushroom sauce around our steamed greens. That is so good. Yes, cream and mushroom sauce is fantastic, but it's even better when you take it to the next level and add some black vinegar and some soy. It is delicious.